Joining me now is John Rowley, who is Democratic strategist, media consultant, and president of Fletcher Rowley Media.
Well, there are a lot of takeaways. I mean, Will Rogers had a saying a long time ago that you run for office in one of two ways. You either run unopposed or you run scared. And political elections are brutally final, and it's obvious that Cantor was very focused on his national footprint as opposed to the footprint he had in the district. And he's he was living, thriving, and ascending by the Tea Party sword, and now he's died by the Tea Party sword, at least in the short term. I don't know if that's as much. I think I mean, Cantor was in the national media as well, advancing a lot of different things, which almost ended up being millions of dollars of advertising against himself, stirring up the base. I think we've also got to differentiate between Democratic primaries and Republican primaries. One thing we have going on is establishment conservatives, which that means a lot of the political advisors and consultants on the Republican side are confounded by how to deal with the Tea Party and the war that's going on within the Republican primaries right now. Well, that's interesting. He's got probably three choices, something like the RNC, come back and try to beat the professor or the Democrat that wins that seat, or go into lobbying and try to make $1 million in the next couple years.
Well, so I think you can make $1 million in a couple of weeks in lobbying.
But that's probably not a bad move for him. I think if he wants to be back in office, to try to be back to become a senator or a congressman again, being the RNC chair is probably not the best path for that. And so I think he's done a lot of soul searching, and he's done a lot of looking in the mirror in the last couple of days, I'm sure. I think it's much more about the personalities. I mean, these races are matchups, and I think Lindsey Graham had probably done a lot better job over time of staying close to his electorate and being connected, and Cantor was much more focused on this leadership track of flying around the country, helping other candidates, meddling in Tea Party primaries on his path toward becoming Speaker of the House.
All right, so
I think there are lots of laws of unintended consequences here. I mean, on both sides. I mean, to have the Tea Party majority leader get Tea Party primaried, and then the Democratic schadenfreude that's going on here, I don't know that I would be so happy. I mean, I think you're going to have Republicans at the legislative, Senate, and congressional level around the country even more afraid, if that's possible, of their Tea Party shadow in these primaries. And if we've got gridlock now, I just can't imagine that it's going to get any better now that they're even more scared of being if this guy can be taken out in a Tea Party challenge, anybody could be in a Republican primary.
Democrats here in New York? Thank you to John Rowley.